All right, dude, I gotta be so for real with you right now. I am so pumped to meet you because I never thought in my life I would get to meet a Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, you're into Spider-Man?
Dude, I'm
All
like
right.
the Spider-Man guy. And when I heard you were coming
Rad.
in, I was like, yeah, Drake Bell, awesome, right? Drake and Josh, great show. But the ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to talk to a Spider-Man? This is like the coolest thing.
That was an incredible experience to be able to do. I mean, I went in for the audition, and when I went in for the audition, I mean, there were so many. They were auditioning like all of these huge actors, and it was like Mount Rushmore when I was in the waiting room. I was like, oh my God, you're like, okay, well, this will be fun to read, like whatever.
Yeah.
But then I got the part, and it was just unbelievable, and I got to work with so many amazing people, Mark Hamill, and Stan Lee.
He was there too?
Yes.
No way. I
Stan-
forgot that was long ago enough where he was still.
Stan came in, and he
Wow.
was doing, and there was this great great moment where Stan came into the room, and for some reason, I don't know why, but we Shield was a different acronym
Oh, really?
on our show than he originally wrote it, and so he's doing his part, and we're all sitting there just like,
This is Stan
this
Lee.
is unbelievable, and he goes, all right, Shield. Okay, so Shield, the strategic, and he kept messing up. And he goes, all right, guys, listen, I'm sorry. I'm not a professional. This isn't what I do. But the reason I keep messing this up is because originally when me and Jack Kirby created Shield, it didn't stand for the... And then he gave us a whole history of Shield. And we're all sitting there going, oh, my God.
Yeah.
This is so incredible.
But like when you're Stan Lee, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean,
know?
he was the man, and everything stopped. When we were right in the middle of a session, and, I mean, in the middle of doing a scene, and the director comes over and goes, Stan's here. Everything stopped. Stan walks in. We go right to his scene.
Yeah.
He comes in, and he's so unbelievably kind and so
Really?
nice to everyone. We all wanted autographs. We all wanted a thing. And the really cool thing is he always does the, Peter Parker or it's always DD or PP. So he asks, "What's your name? What's your name, son?" "Oh, it's Drake." "Ah, to Daring Drake." Like he gives you
And
like
yeah.
he like creates your superhero name like in a second. It's
so
amazing.
you still have that autograph, Daring Drake,
yeah.
somewhere?
Oh yeah.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
When you walk around, because I do feel like Spider-Man's kind of having a moment still. You know, like I
Yeah.
think it's like the most popular superhero.
Well, I think that he's the most as young readers, we can connect with Spider-Man because he's just a teenager that got bit. You know, he's not a rich Bruce Wayne or Iron Man or Captain America. Like he's a teenager. He's a kid.
To your
so
point,
so
like-
we all relate to him as we're reading as young readers.
I think that's exactly what it is. Because
Mhm.
like I just hit 30, right? So
Yeah.
I'm a little bit on the more adult side now. Like I'm
Yeah.
seeing people younger than me for the first time around,
Yeah.
and that's really weird.
yeah,
But like at the same time, I feel like in my mind, I'm still that kid.
totally.
I'm like
Totally.
I'm a kid in that adult world, like
Yep.
having to do adult things, but I
Yep.
don't feel that.
Yep.
You know, so I feel like that's why just Spider-Man is the guy for me.
Yeah.
But like when you see Spider-Man on kid shirts and stuff and the action figures, like do you still, even though it's been a few years, do you still like connect to that at all?
Completely.
Really?
I connected with that character so much. And I really love him. And I grew up reading Spider-Man. And to now watch it and hear my voice and let my son watch it and you know, and you know, it's so cool to have my nieces and nephews. My son's a little too young for it right now, but my nieces and nephews would be watching the show and they'd be like,
Wait a minute.
Uncle Drake, can you say that line? Because that sounds a lot like you. Are you Spider-Man?
So they notice without you even having to tell them sometimes?
Yeah.
Dude, that is
yeah,
so
it's
cool.
amazing.
So do you have like a
Or
favorite?
it's ultimate.
Yeah, right. Do you have a favorite live action Spider-Man? Like of the three, Tom Holland? Because I feel like you kind of fit the mold.
My favorite's Tom Holland.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think that they put it back to where it's supposed to be. He's a
Younger.
kid. You know, he's in high school. I connected with Tom Holland. I think he gets the comedy. You know, there's something that is heroic about Spider-Man, but also bumbling, and and that's what I think too that we connect with as young readers is this just kind of happened to him, and he's figuring it out, and that's how we are as teenagers. We're figuring out life. We're gonna trip and we're gonna fall and we're gonna make mistakes and we're not gonna understand everything, and we're struggling to just like be comfortable in our own bodies. And that's how Spider-Man is. He's like, well, I have all these new powers, and sometimes I spin a web and I throw it and then I slam into the building, and sometimes I don't do everything right, and I get pulled by the car and I hit every trash can on the way down the street, and like we can connect with, oh, we're figuring out ourselves as well.
Does that kind of feel like, can you relate in the way that Drake and Josh just kind of took your life and took it to the next level, and all of a sudden this thing happened to you as well, something you were going for, but at the same time, like, you have this whole new world now. Like, does that kind of relate to the same?
Yeah, I think
character
that's absolutely. I mean, Drake and Josh was sort of an exaggerated version of my own life, and then going into Spider-Man and all this. But I think that what's cool about these stories is, as young people, we're able to connect with. Drake was supposed to be the cool guy, he got everything right, and he knows how to do, but he was a bumbling doofus at the same time, and that's really who we are, and also, like with Spider-Man, that's okay. You can be a superhero saving the planet and still trying to figure out who the heck you are, and how to navigate through this crazy thing called life,
Was there ever a time that anyone hit you up for like any kind of Spider-Verse, like mesh of the two characters? Like, have you been hit up for any kind of Spider-Verse scenario where like you were a Spider-Man in there?
Well, we did some video games, which we did which had a couple of the other Spider-Men, and but no,
because that's what I needed when I saw Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
right? I was like,
yeah,
where's Ultimate Spider-Man?
Exactly.
Like,
well,
they have a pig
you and I had the
Spider-Man
same
that got
question.
everybody.
Yeah,
Someday, man.
yeah.
So I've always been curious too. It's been so many years since Drake and Josh, and I do feel like that's something that probably just gets brought up all the time. Like, do you ever get tired of connecting with people on Drake and Josh? Like, even excluding all the darker stuff we've learned about recently, like just even the fun times. Like, do you ever get tired of people bringing up Jake and Josh every single time?
Never.
Or Drake and Josh?
Never. I look back at Drake and Josh with such fond memories, and I love to watch the show. When Josh and I when the lights came on and we were on stage, and connecting, and that was my home. That was my happiness. That was my escape. And even though I was going through a lot of stuff during that time, a lot of people ask me, is it hard to watch Drake and Josh now? And like, no, not at all. I absolutely love going back and watching the show, and I have an amazing relationship with everyone that I worked with on the show. Jonathan and Nancy, who played my parents, came to my show last night, and I have a really, really close relationship with Jonathan, who played my father, and with Josh and Miranda and everyone. And all of the cast and crew, the crew as well. Like, we just, it was a really great time, and I was able to create a lot of close connections that I hold until today. So, and what I get to see from fans who grew up on the show, anytime someone comes up and wants me to say a line from the show or quote something from the show, you see the light in their eyes, and you see the happiness and the joy that we were able to bring, and in such formative years, we all go through it. That's really an amazing thing to have that kind of impact on that portion of a person's life, because it's so important and transformative.
I think that's what's so special about it too, for those of us who did grow up on Drake and Josh, because it's such a period of time that I feel like in today's world, like, what is the Drake and Josh? Like, I don't know if it could exist the same way with social media, the way that it is, and the way that television is. Like, do you ever think about what that would be like if you tried to do that now, or like if there is a new generation of that kind of a show?
Yeah, that's interesting. Because, we were pre-Instagram, pre-Twitter,
Right.
pre-X,
TikTok,
whatever.
and
Pre-TikTok, pre-all of that. But I think that there definitely could be, because I think what was special about Drake and Josh was, and this happened in the 60s, like with The Odd Couple. It's these two completely different personalities, these people who you never could imagine would come together, and they connect in a way where, wow, with that, like, you have what I don't have, and I'm learning from you what I don't know, and we're sharing, and it's this connection of these two diametrically opposed. Is that even a word? Hang on, Google. But it's
like
these
that
two
relationship,
completely different personalities coming together and connecting, and I think that's a great message for the world of, just because somebody's different, just because you don't connect right away, like Drake and Josh, the Drake character was like, are you kidding me? Like, there's no way I'm sharing a room with this guy. Like, he's not cool. He's not this. He's not that. And then at the end of the day, can't live without him.
Yeah. That's a theme no matter how old you are.
It's like acceptance. Yeah. It's not judging a book by its cover. It's finding the truth in the person rather than just, shutting them out because of some little difference that you have with them.
For someone who is an entertainer and who does music and like loves to be on set and on TV and stuff, does social media, is that an easy extension of that you've figured out, or has that been kind of a challenge?
No, social media is a nightmare.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah, it's very tough. Yeah.
What has that been like trying to figure that out, or do you just kind of do it as naturally as you possibly can and that's it?
I mean, that's really what it is.
Right.
I mean, it's become part of the business now, and but I do, what I do like about social media is having a direct connection with your audience. Being able to go directly to your fans and your circle, and being able to talk directly to them. That's why I love playing live as opposed to making a movie or doing a TV show, because the audience is right there. You can look them in the eyes. You can connect with them. They can scream something out to you, and you go, "Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, that song. Okay, I'll play that song now. Like, I totally forgot about that one. Like, thanks." And that's why I loved working like on Drake and Josh with like a live studio audience. You're getting the immediate laughs. You're getting you're connect. It's
energy is there.
That energy and that connection. So, social media is as much of a nightmare as it is, because everything's, people can say whatever they want,
right?
And put a little avatar, and nobody,
like, once that's out of the bottle, it goes.
Yeah, But what's cool about it is you're able to be truthful and honest and connect immediately with your audience. Rather than waiting for a year for the movie to come out or going through publicists or whatever, you can literally just like go to TikTok and be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? Like, this is what I'm doing today."
Boom.
Yeah.
When you think about yourself, what part of entertainment do you see yourself connecting with the most? Like, are you a musician when you think about yourself first, or are you an actor when you think about yourself? Like, what's the first one that comes to mind?
Really, just a creator. I think that whether it's music or film or television or art or whatever it is, I constantly want to create. I see myself more so as a creator than first and foremost than anything. Yeah, and my medium is entertainment. Yeah. And so, whether it's, I mean, I can't draw, but whether it's painting a picture or writing a song or making a movie or whatever it is, I think first and foremost I would consider myself a creator.
Is each outlet a release in its own way? Like, what is it that's so special about music that maybe acting can't necessarily do for you?
Well, music is more personal. It's like writing in your journal. It's like writing a diary. It's you, and you control every aspect of it. I produce the music. I write the songs. I tell the musicians what to play. I compose everything, and from top to bottom, from beginning to end. Whereas when you're making a movie or a TV show, you're reading someone else's dialogue, you're taking direction from a director, the producers are telling you what to do, blah, 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 blah. So so music is much more more personal.
And you take ownership over almost every part of your music as well, right? Like, don't you produce and you write and you do really everything yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that?
I mean, I have friends that help me.
Of course.
I don't want to take all the credit.
It's a one-man show.
But I have some really great and talented friends that I work with that help me But that is also, as a creator, you have to find where instead of trying to figure out how to do it yourself, find the people who are better than you at that. Like when I put a band together, I have to be the worst musician in the room.
Right.
You surround yourself with the people who can do these things better than you. And then and can understand what your vision is and see that through. Exactly.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you made a band?
Yeah.
Like, really vividly?
Yeah.
What did that feel like?
Well, I was like 11 or 12, and I was playing drums, and I went across the street to my buddy who lived across the street, and I said, "You have to buy a guitar." And he's like, "What?" And he had like this like piggy bank, and I was like, "Yeah, you have to buy a guitar because I just got a drum set and I need a band. So we're gonna go to the music shop, and you're going to buy a guitar." And I feel so bad because he was saving up probably for some like skateboard or something. And I made him buy a guitar. And then he just sat there at his house. It's like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm like, don't worry. I've seen my dad play some chords. He's going to teach you how to play.
Did that ever work?
No.
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 Do we know what happened to that guy? He didn't go off to be John Mayer or some incredible musician?
No, I think he...
you took his money,
no, I think he started a tech company, and now he's in Silicon Valley.
Oh, he's
makes
all right.
a lot more money than I do.
Yeah, he's got a bigger piggy bank now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible, man. Do you still, like, think back to those times and, like, is there anything that you did then that that you think about now on stage? Like, is it the same exact feeling when you look out to a crowd now as it was when you started playing some of your very first shows?
Well, no, I think it's different now because my audience is. I put out so much music, and my audience has grown. We've grown together, and so no, I think it's more intimate now and more special now because we have things to share as opposed to introducing things for the first time.
And does music still feel like therapy in that way?
100%.
Is it? I've always thought this was such an interesting thing that when you feel something so strongly, and music is your way to release that, you write a song about it. But then you got to perform that song over and over.
Yeah.
Is that a challenge? Like, you think you've gotten it all out, but then you kind of have to relive some of those emotions.
Well, you hit on something really good there. Is, you write in your journal to get it out,
right?
And okay, then you close it and you put it in the drawer, and you're like, all right, got that out. And you do that with songs. You're like, okay, all right, I'm feeling this, I'm upset about this, or I'm going through this, or I'm living this, and okay, it's out. Oh my God, I have to play this every night. Oh my God, I have to sing the song every night. I thought it was out. Yeah. I thought I got rid of this, But it's it's a nice thing because you get to see the reaction of the audience and how that song touches them and how it moves them and stuff. But no, it is it is kind of a little bit of a self-torture. Singing the song that is so heavy and is dealing with such emotions that you were going through 10 years ago, and you're singing it every night,
With people maybe singing it back to you, and
yeah,
that must be such a weird experience.
Yeah, no, it's strange.
So, can you tell us anything about the next single coming out?
Yeah, the next single. The next single is "Te desenamoraste," and
I'm gonna need you to run that back one more time. Can you teach that one to me?
Te
Dese
namor
namor
raste. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Desenamoraste. It's like not in love anymore. Are we not in love anymore? Or did I ruin our love? Or did I? It's a song about You know when you text somebody, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're like someone you like or your girlfriend or whatever, and you text, and then 10 minutes goes by, and you're like, why aren't they texting me back? And then you call, and it goes straight to voicemail, and you're like, wait,
What'd I do?
what'd I do?
Yeah.
Did I do something? Like,
Dude.
and then you go through the anxiety, and then you like go back through all of your messages. You're like, did I say something? Did I do? And then you text again, and then you text again, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna leave this alone. I'm not gonna text. And then you text again. And then they call back like 3 hours later, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was walking my dog, and I ran to the grocery store, and my phone died, or I left my phone at the house. I forgot. And then you're like, why did I put myself through that? Like,
I'm the
everything was fine.
worst at that.
Yeah.
My girlfriend now, after our second date, it was the most incredible second date.
Yeah.
So the next morning I wake up and I was like, I'm going to text her first good morning. And it was like 11 a.m. So I slept
Yeah.
in quite a bit. I text her and 3 hours go by and I
Yeah.
hear nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like replaying every scene.
See, I
in my
told
mind,
you.
reading back all the texts. I'm trying to like practice different tones that
Yep.
maybe she interpreted them
Yep.
in. And then sure enough, she was like, oh no, I went back to sleep.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
What?
Yeah.
Like-
Oh, sorry. I was with my girlfriends last night. We had a
Yeah.
bottle of wine, and we're listening to music, and I slept in. And you're like,
It's the annoying thing about texting. Like,
Yeah.
I almost hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's nice to be able to keep in touch, but I am
Yeah.
so bad at being in my head about that.
totally. But that's what this song's about is thinking you've destroyed everything, and then at the end of the day, they're like, babe, I was sleeping.
Yeah, what?
Like, what? Sorry. Like, hey, miss you.
I wanted to touch on Father's Day coming up too. Do you have any plans so far?
I'll probably hang out with my dad.
Oh, no way. Heck
Yeah. So
It seems fitting.
Yeah, no, I'm usually in Mexico, and my dad lives here in California. So it'll be nice that it's nice that I'm going to be here, and we'll probably, I don't know, go see a baseball game
Yeah.
or go eat a steak. You know what guys do.
Right. So a bunch of my friends right now are like, we're just at that age where like some of my friends have 1, 2, 3-year-old babies. You
Yeah.
know? And so I know you're kind of new into that father role.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, it changes everything.
Everything.
Like, is that exaggerated or is it really
No,
like
you could
that?
never imagine.
Really?
I couldn't even put it into words. Everything changes.
Really?
Everything. Your outlook on life, your priorities, your what matters, what your decision making, your everything. You are gone. You are done.
It kind of scares me a little bit.
You are done.
Was it scary going into that?
No, it
Like
was
preparing for
beautiful.
that life? Are you ever prepared?
No, you're never prepared. I read all the books.
Yeah.
I watched all the shows. I watched all the YouTube videos. I read every single book, and they were all wrong. They were all wrong. Nothing prepares you at all. You just have to do it, and it's the most incredibly fulfilling and most beautiful thing to ever happen.
Dude, you're
I'm gonna start crying.
You're gonna make me tear up. Right
It changes everything. Having you do not understand. Do you love your girl? You have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Do you
very
love
much.
your girlfriend?
Very much.
You have no idea what love is.
Really.
Not a clue. Not a clue. The I would take a bullet. I would jump in front of a train. And it's a beautiful thing because you learn real love, and then you can apply that to different aspects of your life and different in your other relationships, because you don't understand the unconditionality of love.
Can I be
until
randomly?
until you have your child.
The way you said that is it's so insane. Like, I'm gonna be real with you for a second. I just had this conversation with my mom last night because my dad passed when I was little. And, Father's Day comes up, and we check in with it every once in a while just to talk about it and make sure the memory's still there. And she'll always tell me, like, yeah, you were little when he passed, but you have no idea how much he loved you at the time for those first few years. And in my mind, it's so hard to wrap my head around because how much do you know about me? I'm a different guy now than I was then, and it's hard.
Everything.
So hearing you say that, dude,
He knew everything about you.
I was not prepared for this today.
I'm telling you. How old were you when he passed?
4.
4?
Yeah.
My son's 3. The connection that I have with my son right now is so deep and transcends every relationship I've ever had in my life. transcends everything. The conversations you've had with your girlfriend, the conversations you've had with your wife, the life you've lived with your family, your this, your that. The connection that your father had with you at 4 years old for those 4 years is deeper than anything you could ever imagine. Ever imagine.
I can't tell you how much I needed to hear that today, man. Thank you for that. It's so weird how this happens sometimes, you know? Like sometimes you hear the right things, especially when you need to hear them.
And love. The way your father loved you in those 4 years of your life is deeper and greater than any love that you're ever going to feel until you have yours.
Isn't it so insane? We just as humans, we feel that way.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense.
No.
And I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm excited to hear the rest of your album, man. It's going to tear me up.
Thank you.
Drake Bell, thank you so much
Yeah,
for coming in.
thanks a lot.
Wow.